We finish up 2017 with our fourth and final installment of 1011's Our Town series with a look inside the county seat of Gage County.
That's right, it's Our Town Beatrice, and as usual, our Lance Schwartz is the man with the plan, and he's standing by at the Homestead National Monument of America.
Laureen Riedesel is a very proud Nebraskan, and she knows this state well from coast to coast. The daughter of a pastor, she lived out west in the Panhandle, and she's lived along the Missouri River in Peru, Nebraska. For many years, she's lived right here in Our Town Beatrice.
This is the place where we protect that homesteader history, and I am proud of being the descendant of a homesteader. Many homesteaders.
Laureen Riedesel is what you might call a Nebraska history junkie.
I had the chance when this job opened up in Beatrice, I really was excited about, one, the Homestead National Monument. I thought to be the public library director in the town that's associated with homesteading, and two, there was this fabulous old Carnegie building. It's the oldest one remaining in the state.
This pastor's daughter has spent the majority of the past 4 decades immersing herself into the history that makes Nebraska so special.
What I love about this map is it not only has Nebraska towns, it has Nebraska railroad stops where you could pick up your mail.
The Heritage Room in the Beatrice Public Library is Laureen's history wonderland.
I'm thrilled that you're here today because we have all kinds of special treasures in this room, including many books that are about early Nebraska territory before Nebraska was even a state, about early Beatrice and Gage County history, as well as collectibles that relate to the people who lived in Beatrice.
The director of the Beatrice Public Library has been hunting and gathering valuable Cornhusker State primary sources for the past 40 years.
We realized that our history was included in books that were now considered to be rare and unusual, and we began to deliberately acquire those. They also turned out to be collectible in places on the east and west coasts, and we did not want to see our history disappear. So we started buying all kinds of things related to those early years in Nebraska.
Inside the Heritage Room, you'll find a very unique collection of historical books.
This is a good example. I was lucky enough to find this at an antique store in Lincoln, and much to my amazement, it is the tax lists by lot of Gage County in 1888.
As you can clearly see, Laureen really gets a kick out of showing off the library's historical treasures.
This one I really love. It's one of my first things I ever bought for this. It's an 1854 book called Kansas and Nebraska, and of course what I really loved was the map.
Laureen has an insatiable hunger for knowledge of Nebraska.
You know, what I always tell people is this room is Nebraska, past, present, future. Now, most people can figure out the past because they think, okay, she's going to have a bunch of historic stuff. And they can sort of figure out the present because they think, well, she must have something that's just come out recently. But the future, I collect planning documents.
Well, that's not very surprising, is it? If this just whet your appetite to learn more about Nebraska's history, I invite you to plan a visit to the Heritage Room at the Beatrice Public Library. I am positive that Laureen and her staff would love to share some of their impressive historical knowledge with you.
Thank you very much, Lance. And coming up tonight at 6, we'll head back to Our Town Beatrice for a blast from the past with a tour of a museum that's known as Yesterday's Lady.
And don't forget that each and every one of our 10 Our Town Beatrice stories that air this week can be viewed after they air at 1011now.com.